how's it going? Just making some coffee. So, thanks for tuning in. So I'm going to do a video on this drum and bass tune. Just found a little section where there's nothing happening. But yeah, I posted something on Instagram like a few weeks ago. I was raving on about this plugin called Coldfire, and I was making all these gnarly bass sounds. Basically these ones, if I solo them. Yeah, and yeah, loads of people asked me about how I was processing them, and I think I said to a few people I'd do a video. And I was going to work on this track anyway today, so I thought I might as well just record a bunch of stuff and show you how I do these kind of things. I've not picked the best day. There's some dude soaring down a tree outside my house, so hopefully that you can't hear that. How dare he work? No, I'm only joking. Cool. Alright, so I found this little area here where it's a bit empty. Just like drums and some perks. So, oh yeah, in the last video as well, the audio was really bad, so apologies for that. In this one, I tried to, I think what it is I can't talk at the same time the music is playing, because the way I edited the audio, so when I talk it like does a side chain with the music. So I think in the last video there's some kind of like wee wee, some weird delay happening from one of the synth sounds, and it was just, I didn't realise that it was making my voice duck in volume. So apologies for that. Hopefully it won't happen again in this video. But until I start putting time into making like proper edited videos, I'm just going to do them like this to start off, to see if anyone kind of likes it. So yeah, if you do like these videos, please like the video and give us a subscribe thingy majiggy, just so it, you know, kind of gets more people listening to it. And if I get responses that people like these lessons, I'll put more time and energy into making more of them. Okay, so let's begin. One thing I do want to go on about a bit is this thing here. I'd never really use this. People always ask me, "Oh, do you use a virus?" "Oh man, I wish I had I wish I had my virus still. It's broken or what have you." And they do suck, because they're called Access Virus TIs. Yeah, TIs meaning total integration, but like Access hasn't made an update for this thing for like years. You go on forums and like all the people that own these things are devastated, because the whole point of them, the TI thing, is you plug the USB into your laptop and you can just use it like a plug-in. You don't have to touch any of this. Obviously I touch the filters and all that kind of stuff, but like the proper nerdy intricate stuff, like all the mod matrix and all that kind of stuff, you can't do that anymore because there's no update, unless you use like an old operating system. But if you want to use one of the new M1 Max, which I have here, I think this M1, there might be M2 now, you literally can't, there's no software for it. So I ended up doing some research and I found out there's this plugin called Access Virus Editor made by this company, Aura plugins, AURA, and an old friend of mine, Ronnie, Spectro Sonics, gave me his copy, which was nice of him, because he used virus a lot and he was pretty devastated. He couldn't get it working how he wanted, but I can more or less get along with what's happening here. So anyway, without rambling on too much, I'll show you what it is. So you basically open an audio, a MIDI track, you load in your virus editor, yeah? And then at the top here, you have to select where it says MIDI in, you go plug in, and MIDI out, plug in as well, USB plug in, and you have to have the virus in multi-mode for some reason, and I think that is somehow affecting me to save my presets, because I was making some cool sounds last night, like a load of Nero basses, and then I went to open them up this morning and they just vanished, so I don't know what's going on there. But yeah, I don't know how to save sounds at the moment. I've tried. So basically you go through the left and right output, and I've got 2 jack cables going into like a splitter that's going into like, see, that's kind of like 2 into 1, and then I'm just going, because my sound card's quite limited, I've just got a few inputs, and I like to save one for my other instruments, my guitars and whatnot. So that goes in there, and then just make sure that your Ableton or your Cubase or whatever you go in your preferences, and just make sure that your input is also your sound card, obviously. And then yeah, I just, in Ableton, I have to have this turned on, the keyboard, and then I have my audio channel, which is configured to number 3, which is whatever that is going into. So I have to turn in on, and then I can hear what I'm doing. So yeah, this is not going to be so much of like a walkthrough, intricate, this is how I do this and that. I'm just going to produce some sounds, and I will explain what I'm doing, but I kind of want you to get my workflow as well, which is quite quick sometimes. So forgive me if I'm going too quick, but I think for those who already know how to use Ableton and such, it'd be maybe more of a benefit just to see how I work. But anyway, I tend to ramble. God. I only realised how much I ramble when I start recording myself. Okay, so I tried to recreate the sound I made yesterday, which was quite cool. So in the Virus, it's just not as pretty as well, the interface of this kind of this counterfeit TI GUI. So we got classic mode, we can go into wavetable, there's some really cool stuff in here. If I go into complex, look what you can do with all these sounds. You've got all these different oscillators, like wavetables. So that's just, and now you got mixer, it kind of balances between 1 and 2. I can't really make those sounds in many other synths. It's pretty cool that you can have all these wavetable stuff. But anyway, I was using something more simple. I was just using wavetable. And like that, and then the second oscillator, let's do the same, wavetable. And try a different one. Let's go finger bass. Just something like simple, just want a simple FM sound, so a little bit of FM here. I'm going to detune, this is already detuned. You've got semitones. It's all sounding a bit Doctor Who. You've got noise, which is like white noise. Mix that in loads of different ways. Got ring mod level, it's a ring modulator. It's quite cool. And you have unison, which kind of like basically doubles the sound. Okay, sub oscillator, maybe a bit of that. And then if I want to create that movement, that FM movement, I can go to my LFO and I can quick assign something. So I could go oscillator. Where is that? If I go to oscillator, where is it? That is an FM, so it'll be in oscillators. So if I go to oscillators, it should be here. FM amount. There we go. can kind of hear it affecting the sound there. It was kind of affecting it more when I was doing it by hand. FM amount, maybe that's something different, so I need to go FM. Do I have FM amount? See, this was a lot more user-friendly in the actual virus version of this, like way more user-friendly. Like this, I feel a bit claustrophobic in this, in here. Maybe I should change the skin. Snow might be freaking me out a bit. Let's have a look at what's that. Ugh, I don't like that. Indigo. Oh, that's a bit too. Ooh, that's too dark. And I think snow was my best bet. That's the brightest. Right, and now I do some filtering. So take my cutoffs down on my filters. So I've got 2 filters here. And then if I add some envelope and then some attack, I might get some sweeps. So kind of getting some kind of weird, almost Nero stab type thing. Got a saturation curve. I can add some more saturation. Maybe listen with the track. It should be kind of a bit more movie, so maybe I can go into filter bank. Maybe I can do the ring mod. See how the ring mod's making kind of a bit weird. I think if I add the reverb, I can use the buttons, the knobs here as well. I turn the decay down and the mix. You get a bit more high end from like the dry reverb. You know, if it's off. What other effects have we got? We could, the chorus is quite cool. Use it quite minimally. Just making up words. It's got an EQ, which is quite handy. You can like boost some mids. And some highs. Got different distortions. Let's check out. Kind of like a bit crusher type thing. Oh, I got a reducer. Wave shaper. I've actually got an edit page as well. I can go back to here, maybe turn the mix down. Alright, enough flapping around. Maybe I'll just record a few like stabs and some knob movements, and then I'll try sequence them into my grid. So let's have a little listen. I don't even know what key I'm in. What key am I in? What key am I in? Vital. It says I'm in Do. I'll just do some Ds. Throw in some Ds. Let's get some diddly Ds in. If I press Command, I can also record at the same time. Let's go. That'll do you. Get rid of that. Let's have a listen what I got. Probably got some cool sounds there. So if I drag that out, I'll make another audio channel just here. Let's have a listen to what we got. Ooh, I like that. Cool. So make another one, another audio, and I'll just take some of the ones I like, put them over here in the maybe list. So some ones you like the movement of, we can just take them and then we can re-effect them later. So let's take some of these. Okay, let's get that one as well. I'm just going to delete them. I can always just put one of them up there and press 0 and get rid of it. So if I really want to come back to that whole recording, I can. Okay, I'm going to make these a bit louder. So if I just click one of the clips and highlight them all and then go into the gain, I can turn them up. So that first sound I want to use. So I'm basically just making new audio tracks every time I want to process a sound. So I'll mute them for now. So I find a place for it first. Okay, so I quite like that. And then, okay, let's check out the plugin I was going on about, Coldfire. And let's put it in advanced mode. Just put that over here. I turn it down. Let's just try some of these. Let's try this one here is quite cool. Whatever that's. Got this filter here. You can like filter in. You can filter in, which is really cool. So if I turn the filter down and then do like a kind of automation like this. What else we got? This wave shaper. Let's try transformer. What's that about? I could do that as well, sweep that in. So if I move it here, I see the little automation line. I can sweep that in. Okay, and then I'm going to do is I'm going to add some, where is it? It's like a ring mod in Ableton. Shifter, it's kind of like a ring mod. It's got a ring mod thing, which is really cool. Yeah, it's really cool. I love that. And then I'm just going to freeze it and flatten it. It's just a weird little sounds like this. Like they suck on their own, but I think with the track, because it's so hectic and there's loads going on anyway, kind of fits quite nice. So you can be quite quick with this, really. You can just make loads of distorted sounds with filter movements, and it usually just works. So let's just get that loaded. Bounced. Freeze. Alright, next sound. Let's make a new audio. What's this one? Maybe I'll just go into drive and amp. Let's try that. It's extremely heavy. What I could do is I could filter that in so it only comes in, so you don't get that first crunch at the start. Maybe just there. Something like that. And maybe OTT, which is the Ableton one, is, where does it live? It is in multiband dynamics. You can turn the amount down, add like a few. And let's try another plugin. Oh, I got a new one here, which is also quite cool. This Chorus by Tari. Is that Tari? It's really nice, eh? Get a bit of that in there. We'll try one of the presets. Just makes it sound nice and weird. Alright, let's freeze that. Freeze and flatten. Okay, so I'm gonna freeze that. Oh, I should ask that tree cutter if I can sample his chainsaw. It'd be quite nice for some of these sounds. Okay, so maybe this could be before here. I could like layer it in, so if the fades. And then I'm gonna take some of the low out because it's super muddy. Probably sounds terrible on some of your speakers. Yeah, I could just use the high bit from it. Could layer it. Cool. Right, what's this? Alright, let's now do this one. So I'm just kind of going through and just processing each one separately. Alright, let's put that one in front of these two and I can do some filtering. The auto filter, maybe it can just come in like a little cheeky sweep. Oh, I like that. I can even reverse it. So I could have one like that and then one the other way around. Okay, let's try, let's put Coldfire before the filter. No. Oh, dude, I hope we didn't lose everything. Oh. Live crash. Damn. Will it load? Man, that sucks. Oh, cool. So Ableton didn't lose what I just made, so that's cool. I think we can thank the spirit of the wooden fish over here. It brought back the bass one shots. Yeah, so I'm basically just stacking these recordings on top of each other and just kind of going through it. So I've done this little movement here. What I was going to do? Oh yeah, I was going to put on some distortion. Let's try this distortion tube culture. It's also made by the same dudes, Atari. By the same guys as Coldfire. Let's just try the drive. It's quite nice. What's this, air? I've never used this before. Let's have a listen in context. and listen without. Yeah, it's way better. Alright, we'll keep that. She's a keeper. I haven't EQ'd. Actually, I might as well just quickly EQ these as I'm going through. I'm just going to do like a standard one, like this. Just a little low cut and high cut. And just paste them on all of it. I can't be bothered to properly go into all that right now. But just so it's not going crazy. Bananas. So I'm basically just doing call and response stuff. Going through the sounds. What we got here? What's this one? So you don't want them too bundled up because they're quite similar sounding bass hits. Could have that there, but I think it needs to sound a little bit different. Let's reverse it. That's quite nice. Let's reverse that half and then... Maybe this bit can be a little bit quieter. So I'm just doing Command E to cut stuff. I've got a cool phaser effect, which is quite nice. This flanger by the Tari people. It's quite cool. It's quite transformery. Maybe I can do the pole filter thing. So if I go into audio filter and then select morph, it goes between different filters. Might as well give that a go. So I'll just make 2 points and it'll just go between a few filters on that sweep. And then the frequency, I'll just do the same kind of thing. Not quite convinced on this sound. I'll throw a few more effects at it, see if I can make it sound cool. What we got? So I don't really have many plugins. Let's try. Let's try Coldfire, see if I can boost it up a bit. Let's go into, what's bit inverter? I don't think I've used that before. You just select different bits. Whee! I'm not so keen on that one. What about tape? It's quite nice. Alright, let's do some phaser. Maybe some Ubik phaser. And some compressor, just to, because it's quite not so loud anymore. And EQ, the end of it, because it's all a bit gnarly now. Right, let's have a listen. I think this one needs to be blended with something, so I might take out some of the low because it sounds quite weak on its own. What we're doing, I'm gonna add a MIDI track, and I think I'm gonna layer it with, I don't know, something. So I'm gonna go into operator, I reckon. Let's put in a D. And let's just do some square wave. Just some kind of bow, wop, 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 something like that. I might just try to record it in with my hand. So if I go back here and hit record. Do something like that. Maybe that can go up a bit more. Something like this. Something super loose with this. Super loose. Something like that. So I put some spread on it and added another oscillator with some fine tuning. I'll just give it a bit more depth, and then I'll try to blend it in with some EQ. Let's have a listen together. This one could even be a little bit less high. Alright, let's try some of these other sounds. Let's get rid of that. Maybe this start bit could be like a good hit. So it could come in like something like this. Or it could be a reverse sound. Maybe something like that. Let's try some pitch movement. And then maybe again there, and then that one go back to 0. What's this one? It's quite nice. Maybe I can go there. Don't like that one so much. What's that? Let's try time stretch. We haven't tried that yet, so let's make it long. Let's have a little listen. That's quite cool. So I'll make another audio, just move that over there. Alright, just get this bit sorted first, and then we'll come back to that time stretch sound. So it's a bit, let's keep some space. Well, that's quite nice there. So I'll make another audio. I'm going to keep that in there on its own. That might be cool to have that there as well. Or here. So yeah, you basically just got to keep looping it. You end up driving yourself crazy. You have really weird dreams. You piss off all your neighbours. But you just got to keep listening it over and over again, because if you just spend ages on one sound without listening to it, you'll press play and unmute everything. You'll be like, bloody hell, I got sucked down the rabbit hole there. That sounds terrible in context. So it's good to just keep playing the loop over and over again to get everything together. So we've got this one, which is really cool. I want to do something with this. So I want to do, what do I want to do with it? What do I want to do with it? I want to do something. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have two of them. I'm gonna have one of them. I'm gonna consolidate it by pressing Command J. So then when I pitch it down, it should just be the same sound but pitched down. And then I turn the volume of that down just so it gives it a bit more muddiness to it. Yeah, let's add muddiness to our music. What am I going to do with that? I reckon we should go into Cold Fire, because there's really cool distortion filters in here. Okay, let's try that one. And then on this one, let's do the tube. And then let's try a different routing. I've not done this before. That's quite cool. You've got stereo, you've got parallel. What's band split? Okay. And you got this LFO. Let's add an LFO to something. Let's add it to here. How do I assign? I think I have to go. Ah, yeah. This is how you assign. You click on assign, then you click on what you're assigning, and then turn it up. Let's go. I think I can do the same with this LFO as well. Assign it to this. Or we can do different things. We can go followers. So like followers like the envelope of the sound. Some crazy tech that I don't understand. So I'm going to automate that filter. Let's just move everything, just draw in heaps of movements. Let's add the ring mod again, because that's super cool. That makes it sound all weird and freaky. Maybe I can freeze that. Well, I mean, I will freeze that. Maybe. I am freezing it. We'll freeze that. Very nice. Okay, that's frozen. Flatten. Maybe what I can do is I can put it in a sampler. I think it has to be in C something for it to play the original sound. Oh, there we go. Let's do some cool stuff. I can do like the pitch envelope. Yeah. Needs more oomph. Drive. Or we could add vocoder and some white noise. It sucks, doesn't it? I think it sucks. It somehow now sucks. Okay, I just played around with the sound. I put this frequency shifter on and this vocoder and this kind of like step sequencer thing on here. So you can see here it's got some So it's this preset that I found, and it already has the so this function is modulating these frequency knobs, the filters. Basically just create like a step sequencer with the distortion. That sounds quite cool. So what I'm going to do, and then what's making it all high is this coarse. So I'm going to freeze it and flatten it just because it gets too much for my laptop. Right, flatten, boom. I'm going to get rid of that one underneath now because it's not needed. Maybe these two ones we can like stretch out. Do something like that. It's quite a cool effect. Maybe this could be here. Alright. Okay, so we've got these sounds here that I've done in the virus. Let's have a little listen again. And we'll do another sound now in Operator. Oh, that's nice. This is some essential oils, which has rose balm, jasmine, almond oil, hibiscus, rose quartz, gamete, paduccio, and jasmine essential oil. That kind of calms me down. It's quite nice. Alright. Operator, let's use Operator. What have I got here? A sine wave. And let's do 2 sine waves. Okay, so in Operator, if you have it on here, they're modulating each other. He's modulating B in this vertical squares going up. Yeah, so when I turn up level B, it's modulating it. Yeah, alright, so we got. And then I'm going to run it through the cold fire. I'm going to turn one voice on and turn the glide on. I'm just going to record myself do some weird sounds. Okay, so I did some recording there. I'm going to get rid of that. I hate that colour, red. Let's do a nice purple. Nice purpley purple. And I got loads in there, just like before. It takes a while, but there's just loads of stuff I can go through. So now I have this recording, I just kind of go through it all. Okay, so what I've done, I've just gone through that whole recording and just picked out all the little potential one-shots that I could do cool stuff with. And I'd just basically do like a similar thing I did before with the virus sounds, just putting effects on them, filtering them, sweeping them in, and just fitting them into the arrangement. So I'll show you what I've selected. This is the ones that my ears were going, yep, they're the ones. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to arrange them into groove here. Yeah, and see what I can come up with. So I might fast forward this bit and then explain what I did. Hello. Okay, so I just skipped ahead. I didn't want to ramble on, and you just watch me moving stuff around because it's a lot of like moving stuff and trying to get it to sound right. And how it is at the moment, I've got some textures and things in there that I will refine, but for sure this isn't how I want it to sound. But this kind of just gives you an idea of this type of workflow, like creating some chaos and then organizing it, organized chaos type thing. But I tell you one thing that I just learned in doing this, which I've not done before actually. So I use this overdrive effect, and I'll show you how I've been using it. So because there's so many sounds, to EQ every little thing and put a different tone on each one is just gonna take forever. But in the overdrive effect, you've got the filter here, which you change the frequency. You can kind of you got drive and tone. You can really change the. So I'll just play this and move it around. You see how it sounds. So you can isolate particular frequencies and tones. And obviously you can add as much dry, wet and dynamics as you want. But basically the reason I've done this on I've done it on every audio here. If you look through, it's on every one. And I've just changed it slightly according to where it sits. And I've automated the frequency here in a lot of them. So I'll just solo some. All together, I've grouped it all, and I've done some more processing, some amp, some gate, compressor. Gate was just to kind of get everything squished to the same kind of volume. Glue compressor was just to kind of boost it up a bit. And then I put serum, some effects in serum, reverb filter actually, which kind of worked quite nice, and some EQ, and then I layered some of the effects from the virus into this bit as well, and some of the bass from the original groove. And yeah, at the moment it sounds really mucky, and this isn't how I'd want it to sound, but I definitely would go through this stage to get to the next stage. Like, so I'd make all this madness, and then I'd, as I said before, I'd refine it and just take out the best bits that I like and just keep them. It's a long-winded way of doing it. It's not like building a brick wall where it's perfect all the way going up. It's but this is just one style of producing that I might do. Anyway, I'll show you what it sounds like. So it's quite full on, and there's a lot going on. So what I'd probably do is record all this, freeze it down, and then just take out the best bits. So I can move this around. Okay, cool. So I'm going to wrap it up there. I think that's quite a lot for one video. But yeah, this video was more just trying to show you my workflow instead of like explaining something really specific. So in the next video, what I'll do, maybe I'll work on the same track. And my next stage for this track, I will probably bounce all of this down, record this all into one audio, and then just take out all the best bits. I might do the same with this virus sounds as well. And yeah, I think it's all about just refining stuff, building it up, layering it up. And even if you go through this whole process and don't come out with anything, hopefully you learn stuff. Like, I always learn cool little tricks and things I didn't know before just through going through this process. And yeah, but most of the time you come out with a few little cool sounds at least. So yeah, if you like this video, give me a like, give me a subscribe. Sound like a YouTuber now. Yeah, and it'll just kind of help boost the channel, and I'll put more energy into creating more videos. If there's anything in particular you want me to cover and in more detail, let me know in the comments. Any constructive criticism would be much appreciated. So cool, I'll leave it at that. Thanks for watching. Take care of yourself, guys. Cheers.